Good, beautiful morning, everybody. Welcome to Shortcuts for Your Soul Monday edition. It is Monday, January the 2nd, 2023. And we begin a brand new year on this planet according to the way we measure time and space. I have with me today the energy of the Galactic Federation of Light, which is a collective of galactics that are part of the larger galactic community, the Pleiadians, the Lyrans, and others that are here to observe and participate with us when we're ready to participate intelligently with them, is what they tell me. We're going to get into that in a couple more minutes. I want to announce today that the winner for the free reading with me is on my Patreon's account is Dion. Dion, congratulations. You'll receive an email from me today, and you can set your time date up for your reading through my calendar on my website. And congratulations and Happy New Year to you, and Happy New Year to everybody else. So as you can see, they're saying there are only two possibilities that will manifest for humanity this year. And it's really true, you know. And what they're saying is there's only two things that we can manifest: creations of love or creations of fear. And it's a fascinating thing that it can be that simple, that our lives can be as simple as, are what you're going to do, is what you're going to think, is what you're going to say a product of love or a product of fear? They can't make it any simpler than that for us, folks. They're saying they will not interact with us when we are coming from fear. They will interact if we request intervention so that we can get out of fear. That's one thing. But if we're trying to interact with them from fear, they will not support us. An interaction from fear, an example of interactions of fear, they say, are believing that somebody else has to be different for you to be fulfilled, is not an act of love. It's an act or a request of fear. They will not participate. If we're saying, help us deal with our enemies, they won't participate. They will participate when we are collectively aligned to love. Good morning. Hi there. How you doing? Good morning, Hassan. Hi, Jacqueline. Yeah, the world of Jackie. Happy New Year. Facebook user. Yeah, it does resonate. So we only have those two expressions. And they keep saying this to me. You must become conscious of what you are saying or doing or thinking. Is it love or is it fear? Because love will create very different manifestations in our experience, and fear will create its own manifestations in our experience. And it gets fairly easy to start to observe. They say if you understand the function of love, you will know that it will always do good, think good, say good. Its effects are beneficial, and life flourishes. Life flourishes with love. You have a planet of great resource, far beyond what you are able to utilize at this time, far beyond anything that your feeble minds can conceive at this time. Even a single rock can give you the energy to power your entire civilization. And you have been pointed in that direction, that there is ways you can utilize technology, but most of you are not ready for it. Most of you are not ready. You would throw that rock at anybody who would oppose you or disagree with you. How would you expect a more advanced civilization to interact with you when you are not willing to surrender the very thing that you hold so dearly to, as if it's a part of you? Your fear is absolutely unnecessary if you understand the function of love. We have been involved very peripherally in your civilizations. We've approached many governments repeatedly, and we have given them the exact same message. You cannot elevate your species nor your lives through fear, through conflict, through war, through economic power, control, and manipulation, through inducing suffering upon one another. You cannot evolve beyond where you are until you surrender your functions of fear, which has very little to do with who you actually are as a consciousness. If you could but glimpse the glory of what you truly are as a consciousness and not simply as a biological entity, then you would surrender your fears fairly quickly if you recognize the survival impetus of your biology is significantly different than your thriving impetus of love, of your soul. The function of fear is only for survival's purposes. This is all the function of fear is for. It is very primitive, and it is usually experienced by all species and races moving away from fear, evolving deliberately and intentionally into manifestations and expressions of love. Yes, they're just saying we got many biblical and religious theology that talk about the fruits of our efforts, that we can know whether or not we're living from fear or living from love if we are observant enough to see, is that a function of love? If you cut down a tree, is that a function of love? If you eat all the fish in the ocean, is that a function of love? If you kill or hurt or harm somebody because they disagree with you, is that a function of fear or love? They say it gets really simple to observe. The result will always tell you the cause. The result will always tell you the cause. Understand this. You can see this very easily. The results of fear and the results of love are extremely different in their effects upon you. But most of you have not even cultivated a loving relationship towards your own biology. And you will only have these two choices to make in any moment of your life. Are you functioning from fear or love? Do not mistake need for love. Need is a derivative of fear, and as such, makes you a consumer exclusively. You will take and take and take from need, whereas love understands how to cultivate, evolve, expand, and grow, and provide great increase with very little efforts. Your sciences are just beginning to get the first slight glimpse of limitless energy as a function of matter, time, and space, your so-called fusion technology, which again is still very primitive, but relatively speaking, far more advanced than what you've been currently using. But again, all of these innovations and creations must have a derivative from love and not fear. Fear will cause a very swift decrease in your creative expressions, whereas love will cause a significant increase in it. Yeah, they're saying there's a direct correlation between your physical health and whether or not you're living in fear or love. There's a direct correlation between whether or not you're living in fear or love. And it's really important. They say we cannot go forward. We cannot go forward if you are living in fear. The bubble, they're saying the bubble is about to burst. That we've been working so diligently on this manifestation of fear. They're saying, especially in the last 170 years, where you've been gifted with technology and inspiration, given inspiration, and only a handful of you have been given inspiration to offer to humanity that inspiration from love's expression, not from fear's expression. And yet you have taken that inspiration of love and changed it into mechanisms of fear. And yet you would expect to benefit even more so. But look at the evidence today. Look at the evidence of what you are manifesting. It is very clear. There are great, vast cities that offer many sustenance and life. But even in these great, vast cities, your framework of creation still functions predominantly from fear. As a result, you got great social, economic, psychological, and emotional disarray in your collective consciousness, from which you cannot ascend your energy. but to surrender your fears, to surrender them all, to lay down your thoughts, your ideas, your sensations, your feelings of aggression. You have great arenas that you've created where you display your fear and your aggression and your rage, and you expect that love would come from this? You expect that joy would come from attacking one another? Even sanction that, oh, it's okay to attack one another in this space is not a manifestation of love. And no evolved civilization would participate in that with you. But you are free at any time to say, no, this is not a manifestation of love. Taking arms up against each other is not a manifestation of love. It is a manifestation of fear. And anyone that would try to tell you differently is lying to you. So you have two choices. And each of you that are hearing this right now may avail yourself of this simple formula to apply towards the immediacy of your biology, towards the thoughts in your mind, which in turn alters and changes your energy. Are you treating your body, the instrument that you have been given, the vehicle that you utilize, are you treating it with love? If it is in disorder, if it is suffering, then it has not been treated with love. It is very easy. Love is an expansion, a joyous expansion of happiness, of well-being. Fear is a contraction of that, a surrendering of that, an increase in suffering. But you can know by the way your body is, are you treating it with the great love and respect you would love the world to treat you with? Are you filling and flooding your mind with the possibilities of love and joy, of creation, of what you are here to offer the world as a gift of your consciousness? Are you cultivating emotional fields and waves and quanta of love? Are you generating these energies deliberately and intentionally into the space around you? We can observe quite clearly that for the vast majority, the needle is turned more towards fear than love at this present time. And each of those will have its own manifestation in your experience, both individually and collectively. None of you may escape the collective journey you are on any more than we could escape the collective journey that we are on. We are simply in the peripheral of that. We will not engage in those energies, but we will certainly impart to you ideas and information that will afford you the opportunity to avail yourself of a different pathway forward on your collective and individual journeys. There is a greater community. We have said this repeatedly, but the doors will not open if you are in fear. Only love will open this door. Only love will open this door. And we are of a mindset that we understand we function even with our differences in the galactic community with a great understanding and respect for one another's process of evolution, the differences in our sciences, the differences in how we explore. But we are able to function collectively because our dominant vibrational frequency is collectively love, both as individual species and as a collective group. You are not quite in that threshold yet. You have the potential. It is obvious. We have seen many examples of where the function of love has driven your science, and the function of love has driven your technology, and the function of love has driven the organization of your cities and your social structures. But we have also seen that degrade. It ebbs and flows like the tides upon your planet. And you want to understand how to keep the tide high. How do you keep love functional in your mind? How do you keep love functional in your body? How do you keep love functional in your cities? It is always by the outcome that you will know if love was the source or was fear the source. And it can be argued that that which is good can become bad and that which is bad can become good. But that is a weak argument when you understand that experience always determines if it is love or if it is fear. We can easily point to your existing wars around the planet, to the revolutions that you see going on, and there will be many more of those in the coming months. Understand, it is very easy to see what is the genesis of that. The genesis of that is not love, it is fear. And not upon one party or another, but upon all of those involved. You have simply created a bigger arena through which to peer and demonstrate your fear that you live in, not to demonstrate your intelligence or wonderful technology. No, you are simply demonstrating how fearful you are individually and collectively, how much power you wish to have, and yet you wish to be a participatory society in a galactic federation. That is not possible in fear. It is possible in love, which you have not yet fully established in your collective species. And yet you ask, how then do we get along in these diverse cultures? Again, ask yourself, the philosophies, the foundations upon which your diverse cultures are based, are those foundations based upon fear, or are they based upon love? You would worship the suffering of your greatest saviors as if it is something to be adored and worshipped. Why on your earth would you ever want to adore suffering? Why would you give suffering such a great place in your social consciousness, that suffering is some noble thing to participate in? To worship and honor suffering is from our perspective quite ludicrous. To worship suffering, to worship fear, to worship the pain of others, this is insanity. And that is not a manifestation of love. And many of your existing philosophies and religions and psychologies and geopolitical structures are products of fear, not of love. When you understand the function of creation from the perspective of love versus the function of creation from the perspective of fear, you will loan yourself to a great awakening, which is available to you now. The energies are primed for you now. They are primed for you. These energies are primed for you to elevate yourself up to your highest possible expression of love as you understand it at this time. You can do this. The energies are coming in, not just to this planet exclusively, but to the entire galactic community. These energies have been passing over us all. And those of us that are in predominantly the frequency of love, we have been able to integrate these energies, to be inspired by these energies, to be elevated by these energies, so that our collective function rises higher in its interaction with time, space, and matter. Right now, these energies can only loan themselves to one of those two possibilities: the possibility of love or the possibility of fear. And once you realize that the necessity for fear is not required when you understand conceptions and frequencies of love. Fear becomes unnecessary when you understand how to exist in frequencies of love. Fear was simply the biological impetus placed in the body in order that it could survive, thrive, and evolve to this point over the last 72,000 years, where your consciousness is ready to surrender your instinctual nature and ascend yourself to the expressions of your divine nature, which is love. You are love, after all, what you truly are. You are confused by the function of the mechanism and its existing conditions, its preset programming, that you can transcend, the impetuses built into the body over which you do have authority. The function of survival is very different than the creation of love. What love would create, survival cannot compete with. Very interesting. So this message is becoming more and more apparent and more pronounced over these last couple of years. We've been noticing they keep saying the same thing, that we only have two pathways to go down collectively and individually: the path of love or the path of fear. Yes, I understand. They're saying there's a lot of us that are on that threshold. They're saying about 49% of the global population is on the threshold of shifting from fear to love. On the threshold of shifting from fear to love. They're saying it would only take 30% of your entire collective population to cause a complete paradigm shift, a quantum shift, if you like, from the vibrational frequencies of love to the establishment of the vibrational frequency of fear as a primary of your collective consciousness. That love can be the foundation of all of your creative and social endeavors. And what a joy this will be if you choose this path, lest you find yourself starting again, starting anew. I love it. Good morning, everybody. Hi. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we got a lot of really great people here. Happy New Year, everybody. Somebody's saying on their call on TikTok, I'm a man. Yes, we know there are men and there are women, right? There are men and there are women in our species, right? It's very fascinating. Hi, Beth. Hi, Christopher. Wow. Hi, Kira. Hi, Drusilla. Yes, Drusilla's asking, is it true that our military is being assisted with removing a threat to humanity? Let us just simply say this, that you are wavering back and forth quite a bit. You must understand that we do not have any authority over your military. We have simply interacted in a very peripheral way with your leadership, extending to them our conceptions, our suggestions of what would be more appropriate. What they have chosen to do with what we have suggested is significantly different than what we suggested. But we would not directly interfere with the functions of your military. That is a function of your leadership. And the challenge that all of you face today is that your leadership is predominantly based in fear, control, power. It is not based in the functions of love and compassion. The very function of your military, if you were to employ your military systems around the world to humanitarian endeavors, to endeavors of peace, of creativity, oh my goodness, you would rise up quite quickly, all of you. There would be not 1 ounce of suffering on this planet whatsoever. If all of the efforts you put into defending yourself against the fears you harbor in your own heart, if all of those efforts were placed towards the extension of love, well, your path would become instantly very clear. But no, we will not interfere in the functions of your military. As to the threats of which you are speaking, they are wholly human caused. They have nothing to do with the galactic community at large, although there are some factions in your world that create further and further divisions while they benefit more and more from suffering. But even they will not be able to escape their own creation. You cannot escape the effects of your own causes. You cannot. Not one of you can escape the effects of your own causes, whether it be the effects of your own consciousness upon your own body or the effects of your collective unconsciousness upon the body of humanity. You cannot escape the effects of your own causes, but we will not interfere. We will not interfere in the affairs of humans. We have peripherally offered them information with which they have not done very well, and we must add that to it as well. Very interesting. Thank you for that question, Drusilla. Down here, the world of Jackie's asking, how do you shift fear if it's rooted in culture and parents? This is a very good question. And let us just simply say this to you. You begin in yourself. You must understand the function of the transmission of radiant and radial energy on the realm of emotion is very important to understand. That when you formulate a vibration within yourself as an intention of quality, in this case, the vibration of love, is a frequency that, when maintained in your consciousness, begins to build and expand. That radiant flow of energy, this emotional energy that comes through the nervous system of your body and radiates out into the world around you, when you do this, you are sending out a frequency of energy that, by a process of induction, can incline others to begin to move in that direction as well. The actions and thoughts that you will speak and do from the vibration of love will be that product, and will also function as a stimulation for the physical senses of those individuals still bound in fear. The acts and vibrations of love are very simple to understand. We have given this one examples like taking this beautiful glass of water, and by a process of induction, you can put this water in the refrigerator freezer, and this will become ice. A process of induction, one vibration imparted to this medium changes the substance from one state into another. Well, so too, love does exactly the same thing, and so too does fear do exactly the same thing. The process is universal, but the quality must be chosen and deliberate. Align yourself to a frequency of love. Let it become a part of your body. Let your body be flooded and filled with it. Let the world around you receive that which you will naturally radiate by doing this. The extension of love as a vibration through your biology will affect conditions of biology. It will affect events in time and space, as equally as the actions and words of love will likewise do the same to those who receive it. You have seen many times where you'll be sitting in and listening to your music, and suddenly you find yourself swaying to music that you're just hearing. Love works the same way. If you transmit that frequency persistently and consistently into your body and into the world, you will begin to contribute to this transformation, this shift in human collective consciousness from fear to love. And any one of you can learn to cultivate the vibration of love in your thinking and in your body. Love will always expand, promote, and extend your life. Fear will do the opposite. Understand, it is very simple, very understandable. And it's easier to understand something that is simple, is it not? Is it not? Thank you for that, Jackie. Really appreciate that question. Facebook users saying, good question, the world of Jackie. That's what I want. And yes, yeah, it's a great answer too. Christopher saying, darkness cannot dispel light. Fear cannot dispel love. Love and truth are more powerful than fear and erroneous truth. I like to call that erroneous truth. Wonderful. Let's see if we got anybody on TikTok. Hi, guys. I'm just swinging over TikTok, see if anybody's got a question here. We have a bit of time this morning. Yes, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. Hi, Motivation. Glad you joined us. Hi, Roa. So yeah, we are at a very powerful time. Yeah. Yes, that's right. I'm just checking out some of these comments, guys. Thank you so much. Yes. Everything that humanity is doing. Remember, everything that humanity is doing is driven. Everything you're doing, everything I'm doing, everything they're doing is either fear or love. There's no middle ground now. They're saying we got a very limited window. Yeah. They told me that they told me that we have a very limited window of about 22 years is the window that we're working with to be able to shift the collective unconsciousness of humanity from fear to love. And I don't care what you say. Every time they tell me, I know they're telling the truth, because listen, when you're in an excited state, what happens to your body? When you're in a depressed state, what happens to your body? Your energy affects matter. Not just the matter of your body, but the matter in time and space around you. You go into a room and there are people that walk in the room and light it up because the energy they're in is high. And there are people that walk in a room and they say, oh my gosh, look who's here. And a very different energy. They're saying that we must collectively learn to cultivate a high frequency level. But they're saying it only take 30% of our global population to get into an intended state of love that could cause a quantum shift in the entire collective unconscious. I love that we can get 30% of us to deliberately align to a function of love. They're saying they're also adding, they're saying it's important. It can't be just the thought of love. It has to be the feeling of love and the actions of love. That the function of love is not simply a vibration. The function of love as a vibration will always be translated into action. And this is what was meant by the statement in your mythologies about by your fruit you shall know them. By the fruits you shall know them. The fruits of love are very different than the fruits of fear. And you can look around the world and see where is fear most, and you will understand. And who supports that fear most, you will understand by their fruits. You will know them if they are of fear or if they are of love. Wonderful. Thank you. Megan Rose. Hi there, guys. I'm just scrolling for more questions here. We will do it. I agree, Drusilla. I agree. We are in such a powerful place to do this. Question from Adam for Metatron. Is it possible to create an astral servitor that has specific dimensional properties that allow it to materialize as a physical being? If so, can it be permanently physical? So what Adam is basically saying is it possible to create an astral idea and bring it into physical manifestation? They're saying yes, this is possible, but you must understand that must be coming from a very specific vibration. You are self living in one of those. The body that you are in is a product of your astral manifestation. The body that you are currently hearing these words through is a product of that process that you're speaking of, in that you had a conception of energy that you evolved to, and the conception of your energy produced the biological organism that you now inhabit. And those that you call your mother and your father were participants in that creation, whether they were conscious of it or not. All of you are participating in creation. So you are essentially in what you would call, in your normal terms, an avatar, which is what your physical body is, an avatar of matter for your invisible consciousness to become visible through and to function intentionally as a manifesting mechanism in time, space, and matter. Wow. Great question, Adam. I love that. That's really cool. Nice question. Thank you so much. Wow. Here we go over here. Back to morning. I know first shortcuts of the year. Have a great day, Karen. Just going through TikTok, guys. We have time here. Wonderful. Wonderful. We have time. We always have time, right? Hope you guys, some of you guys were here on Saturday. We did our meditation, which was really, really powerful. Yes, I see. Yeah, if you're over on Facebook, you can ask questions. They will come up on my feed here, whether you're on Soul Evolution or my personal page. They will come up on the feed here. Thank you for that nice little emoji, little rainbows. Oh, you're very welcome, Jackie. I got Khan saying here, you have a choice in where you direct your attention. You can watch those channels talking about fear topics or watch channels that raise your vibration. It's your choice. And it's really true. Television, mass media communications is what they're putting into your mind, creating fear or love in your consciousness. What they said earlier today about in the last 107 years, as technologies have evolved in a quantum way, that we've gotten our technology has been more employed through the mechanism of fear, the vibration of fear, than it has through love. So we find ourselves watching TV shows and things that perpetuate fear. They don't perpetuate love. They don't perpetuate freedom. They don't perpetuate joy. Oh, sorry. Oh, I just lost my feed there. Jacqueline's asking on TikTok, what else can I do right now to help my manifestation for 2023 come into reality? This is a great question, Jackie. Thank you for asking. My guardian angel, John, about 5 weeks ago, started me on this process of learning to train and condition all the cells in your body to be at your disposal so that the sum total knowledge, I'm paraphrasing now, okay? The sum total knowledge of all the cells in your body and the sum total energy of all the cells in your body, which is actually quite significant when the cells are placed in a unified intentional field of harmony, you can amplify the transmission of a frequency, whether it's wealth or prosperity or joy or relationship. But when you get the whole body, every single molecule of your body engaged in the idea, the frequency, the sensation of what it is you want to experience, whether it's more money or more happiness or more joy or better people, more health, whatever it is you want it to be, then you're going to get a faster result because the whole system's now transmitting that frequency without any chaos. Yeah, so chaos is any part of the body that's not in resonance with that. So it's like if you're feeling depressed but you want to be happy, but you're keeping your body in a low vibrational state, you're not going to be able to transmit a love vibration. You want to really get your body into a high vibrational state. But that's one way. The other thing is, we've been learning too, is what is the feeling of what you already want? If you had what you wanted, how would you feel right now? How would you feel right now if you had exactly what you wanted? And that feeling becomes a platform on which you can rest. It becomes a platform on which you can begin doing things. Great question. Hi, guys. Glad you joined. Okay, I'm just Coolio. Hi. Hi there. Request to join live. Maybe we can do that too. So maybe this week we'll try bringing some people on with us on TikTok anyway, give everybody a chance to get different viewpoints of one and the same thing. Adam's saying, I actually meant if it was possible to make an astral entity, not idea, like an astral dragon, and actually materialize it into physical being. For example, from 6D to 3D, is that possible? Yeah, they're saying anything is possible if you have the energy and the understanding that it is. But if you're asking the question, you already have doubt sowed into your mind. If you're asking the question, then you already have doubt in your mind about this. So it would not be possible for you from that perspective. But from the perspective of absolute understanding of the manifestation process, then there would be no doubt whatsoever. Wow, cool. Yeah, love and truth are very powerful, Chris. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, so here we are in 2023, everybody. And I'm so grateful, so honored to be able to be here and work with these multidimensional beings. And I'm so grateful that I get to share the words and wisdom of the Ascended Masters with everybody who's here to hear them. And I'm so grateful that all of you came here to join us today for this time, this space, this energy. We are at such a very beautiful time collectively as a species. We have our simple choice to live from fear or to live from love. And you can know if anybody's living from love or fear by what is happening around them, what's happening to their body, what's happening, in the circles that they move in. Love is very different as a manifestation than fear. I want to send from my heart to yours the vibration of love as I understand it to be to each and every one of you, that you can receive that vibration right now. And I'm also being asked to receive this vibration from the Galactic Federation and to transmit their vibration of love to all of us that are willing and open to receiving that vibration at this time, at this space. Yes, they're saying that they will always offer a vibration of love, but nothing less. We will offer nothing less than love, and we will receive nothing less than love. Thank you. For those of you guys that were asking questions, before you ask a question, just write the word question just before you ask it, so that way I can see that a question has been asked. And I want to wish you guys to have a wonderful and a joyful day. I look forward to seeing you guys on the Wednesday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Yes, thank you very much, Jacqueline. Really appreciate it. And have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful new day. Much love, everybody. Bye for now.